Well. Is it 25% still live? Good, Roddy. Sharma? What do you do apart from trading? I go to the gym, spend time with my girl. I help gem students. Is your Discord free? My Discord's free, bro. My Discord is completely free. 25% Alpha Futures is still live. Will be gone sometime today. Last chance to use 25%. The giveaway code. We'll probably do some back testing today. Uh, you trading today? No, definitely no. Just gonna be back testing, answering questions. Maybe roll the giveaway winners later. Why not trading? It's a bank holiday, bro. I never trade on bank holidays. It's not worth it. Everyone have to buy to burn money. I just burn money in the. Wait, what? I don't understand what you're saying. Let's go, Yusuf. Uh, the link does work, Kay. You just have to open it in browser, if that makes sense. You can't. I don't know, for some reason TikTok doesn't let you go straight. You gotta open it in browser. Discipline advice, man. I got a gem for you guys, bro. I've been reading. We can talk about psychology. What's up, Simon? What's up, Mr. Dollar? No, don't worry about it. Your English is bad. That's okay, bro. Isn't the U.S. The stock market is closed. The futures market is early close. Stock market's closed today, so for me that's a no trade day. Futures market's open, but it's an early close. So definitely no trading for me. Stock market's closed. I mean, After P&E month of journaling, what next setup? Sorry, can you ask that again? BPR 1 minute buy. Why are you even looking at the chart, bro? The bank holiday. Let's go, Finn. All right, we'll keep that open. So we'll just see what people are saying, I guess. I mean, let's take a glance. I'm curious what the market is doing, actually, but I think it was pumping overnight last I checked. Why don't you give us a quick overview of your service? Of my service? What do you mean my service? God, you ain't gonna trade today? Nah, definitely not, bro. No stock market open and an early close day. It's not even worth it. Not even worth it. Asia just been slowly grinding up as well. So definitely not. Let's go CTB. I'll show you guys my stock watch list because I did say I was gonna, let me share it in the Discord. I did say I was gonna share my stock watch list. What's your daily buy? Say looking for longer. I'm not, but brother, we're not trading today. Today's a bank holiday. I live stream on YouTube every single day, Simon. After 2 months of journaling everyday trades, what is the next step? You keep journaling every day, brother. That's it. You have to now improve. You have to go back into your journal and say, where can I refine my system so it just becomes a little bit more advantageous or easier. Got NAS buy, so good luck, bro. What pair is this? This is NASDAQ futures, but we are not trading live today. Today we're going to be backtesting and answering questions. We can talk about psychology as well. So guys, will you trade today? I don't think you will. Nah, for sure no. You just got to review your journal, Yusuf. You got to actually go back and say, okay, this is a trade I took. I won or I lost. What happened? What happened in this trade, right? That's what you have to do. You say, what happened in this trade? Where did it go after the trade? Or whenever you're wrong. An easy place to start is reviewing your losses. Where did I lose? Why? Did I miss something? Was it the wrong drawn liquidity? Was my model missing something? Because the truth is, no model is perfect. Every model fails. You need to learn how often it fails. Or when it's likely to fail. Take advantage of that information. How much per month for what? After 2 months of journaling. Yeah, man. Exactly. Trade Zella? I don't know how much it is, bro. I'm gonna be honest. But I do have 10. If you want to do it monthly payments, I have 10% off. So maybe that helps a little bit. There's also 20% off if you do the yearly plan, which I should do, to be honest, because I've literally had it for a year and I'm gonna keep it. I haven't had it for a year, but can we trade today? I would highly recommend no, but you don't have to take my advice. It's not advice, it's just my opinion. You got another payout last week Friday. Nice, bro. You You ever use take profit trader? No, I've never gotten an account with them. How simple is your strategy rules? For me, very simple. It might take a couple. I mean, most people who learn my model learn it pretty fast. It depends what level you're at. If you know nothing about ICT, it might take you like a month. If you're like completely brand new. This is backtest results. Yeah, this is backtest. I was gonna start a backtest. That's why I'm showing this right now. But I'm also just chilling answering questions. We can talk about psychology. The person who asked about, someone asked, how do you get better discipline? 20% my stop loss. I do stop lose. Yeah, man. I realized for that. Me too, Yusuf. The person who asked for discipline is still here. Okay, someone asked. Your question was, how can you be more disciplined? I'll give you my answer. My answer is, it's not so much about discipline. It's almost about everything else that's preventing you or making it harder to be disciplined. That's my first answer. And I'll explain that answer. The second answer is, yeah, you can improve your discipline. Just straight up discipline. You can improve that, but not on the charts. You improve that outside the charts. Going to the gym, waking up on time, reading a book, doing things you don't want to do will just make you more of a disciplined man. Off the charts. That's just a true fact about discipline. But let me give you my answer. Because most people think their issue is they're not disciplined enough. They think they're not disciplined enough. This is 18 months of data. But the real issue, well, it probably is an issue because everyone can be more disciplined. But sometimes there are other things that matter more. For example, you think you're not disciplined, but in reality, you just can't accept loss. If you can't accept loss, it's going to be very hard to be disciplined. You need to learn how to accept losing, right? That's just one example. You need to know how to trade without fear. Do you have fear in your model losing? You should never have fear. There should never be fear. I'm bullish today, about to hit. Nah, I know you're joking, bro. It's a bank holiday, bro. No stock market open and early closer. What's good, FXpert? When did I start trading? Like 2 years ago. Over how long? This is 18 months. We'll do some more. How many different entry models do you have? I mean, my entries don't really matter. Like for me, I'm not too focusing on my entries. I can enter the market anyway. It's my model that actually matters. This is backtesting. When the market closes, I believe it's 1 p.m. Eastern time, but it might be 12. Yeah, I'm only gonna backtest, Toffee. Just backtest and rechat. I'm definitely not gonna trade, and there's no point in tape reading because I genuinely know anything could happen. I've watched many bank holiday days. Sometimes it just goes so sideways, and it's like watching paint dry. Sometimes it's very one directional, but it's just no entries, just like slowly, like pretty much like this. And it's very unpredictable in my opinion. So and before people keep asking any time frame, I almost always enter on the 1 minute. But entries are easy for me. Entries are like I can enter any way. Most of the time I just enter a market order once my model forms. I'll say 8 out of 10 trade. I mean, if you guys want to know, okay, first things first, for anyone who's watching the stream, I have a full video on my YouTube channel that I just posted a couple days ago. This video. It covers my entire trading system. My journaling, my entries, my model, how I enter, how I scale positions, how I manage trades, my risk management, my money management, how I get bias, when I use bias and when I don't use bias, how I use pre-market analysis every day, like every single trading day. This is what I do every single day, and I've been doing it for like a really long time now. That's this video right here. So if you want to know, if you have those kind of questions, you can just watch that video. Although, I mean, I'll have chat open here, so we'll keep, how do you start the backtest, man? So if you have those kind of questions, which is a video fully covers your trading model. If you want one that goes in depth with the trading model, not so much the other stuff, although that video I just posted will also cover the trading model. You'll see the PDFs and such. But if you want me explaining it, and I think with I don't know if I remember today. I don't remember if I did examples, but it would be these two videos. Gems Po3 Mastery 4 and 5. And I guess you can watch 6 as well because it covers entries. But I'd highly recommend this one, to be honest. Take care, guys. What broker is best or easiest? Depends what you're trying to trade. Bias today? Neutral. No bias. It's a bank holiday. For Forex? There's a lot of options. I used to use Owanda as my broker. They weren't bad. Blew my combine in London today, feeling really bad. Probably shouldn't have traded London today, bro. Literally bearish to bullish bias. I don't think anything is clear. I don't think you've seen enough bank holidays to know whether or not it's clear. NQ testing and trading on NQ. Yep, we'll be doing that. Yeah, man, you gotta just survive, man, you know? You can't be too eager to trade. Because sometimes, I know, and I'm sure many of you can relate to this, you get eager to trade because you're trying to speed the process of you getting a payout or getting funded. But then what happens is you just blow the account. So in reality, you're just slowing the process down. I know I'm guilty of that sometimes. How many hours a day does your strategy require? I only trade for an hour and a half, brother. From 9:30 to 11. Do I have a problem on how to take profits in a profitable trade? I trail my stop loss and price hits it, then after my initial target, please. It seems like you answered the question inside there, brother. The answer is right in your statement. Stop trailing your stop loss to levels that don't make sense. You know? Tomorrow's news, it's just orange folder. Consumer confidence, sometimes there's a red folder, but it's nothing crazy. Especially when we have the GDP on Thursday. We have FOMC minutes on Wednesday, so I'm not too worried. Tuesday's gonna be mid. Where I want to create a strategy where I can't miss my setup. Like I want to know which time is best, which time I can find my setup on a daily basis. Yeah, that's what you got to do. You have to find your model, know the exact criteria, so you don't have to hesitate. You have to know when it forms, when you should trade it, and when you shouldn't trade it. You tape reading today? No, there's no point in tape reading. I'm just gonna backtest. So I guess we can just start the backtest, and then if anyone has questions, obviously I'll be reading chat and such. I recently learned that there is a sessions indicator. Yes, very nice, very nice. Will help me speed up and the annotations of Asia. I don't have to do it myself. I believe it should be 0 to 4. That doesn't look correct. Do you trade today? No, definitely no. On a bank holiday, definitely no. So it's 20 to 4. Nice. We have Asia. Yeah, man, I guess we can just do some back tests. I think I've been risking 200 on this account, on this specific back test, so we can just keep doing that. Market closes today. Market closes early at 1, but the stock market is not open today. It's a bank holiday. What time does futures close today? I believe it's 1 p.m. Eastern time, but it could be it could be 12. It could be 12. I may be mistaken. Too lazy to check if I'm being honest. Anyways, I'm gonna do some back test. So you guys are welcome to stay, ask questions, learn if you're into that stuff. Daily chart looks kind of bullish on the higher time frame. Even though we have an SMT at all-time highs, I think we can definitely get to all-time highs. What do you think about ICT? Great guy, man. Teaches for free. And if you took time to learn his concepts, you probably found a lot of consistency and precision. But since it's Monday, we've already taken out the daily liquidity. It's Monday, we've already taken out daily liquidity. We can probably trade lower into the daily range. These lows have already been taken. It's not ideal. We have a gap right here. We could look to target that. It's probably a neutral day. I wouldn't rely on daily bias, more so on intraday bias. We have like 4 SMTs. No, I'm not trading today, just back testing. Let's see what market open does. It looks like a no trade day unless these assets can start to synchronize. We're back at previous days on NQ1. I think it's going down to 212. How come you're not trading? It's a bank holiday, brother. It's a bank holiday. I'm not gonna even waste any minutes on the chart. There's really no point. Oh, I mean, that could have been a nice short. CISD retouching previous day's high. We'll see if we can find a protraction model short. We missed our entry a little bit. Probably wouldn't take this, but we can just tape read it. Kind of sloppy. Take out a short-term high. We can make it longs now. Toxic, I know you're trolling, bro. There's no way. We get an inversion here, maybe we can trade it. Oh no. Yeah, you had the right idea. We missed it. We missed this trade. It's a really nice trade. Anyways, we missed it. Next day, Jolt's job opening, spec chair. Yeah, we're definitely gonna wait till past 10. Backtesting from. This is TradeZilla. Do you trade today? Definitely not. No. I'm not gonna trade. I'm not gonna trade a bank holiday with early market close. It's really not ideal. Okay. So I'll show you guys how I backtest. I'm looking at this. ES is quite close towards its all-time high level, but it's a really choppy market. It's also Jolt's job opening, so we're gonna wait till 10. We can just wait till 10 and then reanalyze. TradeZilla versus FX replay. I mean, I think TradeZilla is a lot better, but you can do both. TradeZilla just offers a little bit more data. The backtesting platform offers second charts. You can even trade within second charts. You also have the advantage of journaling inside your backtest, so I can journal right here every single trade I want. So there's a lot of advantages like that. It's also like a built-in journal, and it's a built-in journal and a built-in, what's it called, backtest software. We didn't take out Asia low, so I don't like going long here, but what is this chart, man? Why does this NQ look like that? I did revise my entire month. How my bias was correct, but my temporary drawn liquidity and how price was going to complete the bias was not solid. You were holding your trade too long. Why are you trading? This is backtest. This is a no trade day, man. Wednesday. Let me see minutes. I'll trade the afternoon. 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30. So daily chart. Trading quite lower. Previous day's high is still open. We have an SMT there actually. What did you observe when you reviewed your month on the last 50 trades? Any insider mistakes? Not really mistakes. I made a post about it. And what I realized is how I want to manage my trades. I want to manage my trades more systematically because I was making a lot of trade management mistakes. So, and I managed to do that, you know. So now, if you read the post I made in Discord about how I'm gonna be going forward with my trade management, it's pretty good. You know, I'm basically gonna just use my protraction model to my advantage and maximize my profits. I'm also gonna reduce my I know exactly when to reduce my risk, exactly when to scale into a position, exactly when to take partials. So it should be a lot easier for me now. That's all I found. Stop loss placement a little bit as well. You trading today? No, definitely not. Why are you trading, not trading? I want to become an ICT trader since I resonate with its concept. You got any general tips? 2022 model. You trading? This is backtest. Can I pass eval on your live stream? Maybe. Unicorn model. I'm not backtesting the unicorn model, no, but you can use the unicorn model. When did you complete the 2024 model? Whenever he finished posting is when I completed it. I just watched them as they were forming. You can tape read this. I don't know, maybe 1R. Well, good thing we didn't take that. Yeah, 15, 5. We didn't take out any swing low. Oh, actually, we did take out one. We can try this long. Not the best TP level, but let's say we just threw this up here. 12. What are you backtesting? My model. What are your NBA Finals predictions? I think Oklahoma takes Indiana, and Oklahoma wins like 5-1. OKC in 5. Dang, should have done that too. I completed it recently and found out how far I would have been if I done that. It really is insightful, bro. Yeah. I'm backtesting my model. So retracement into short-term low, bullish. We got the inversion. We can enter this trade, risk $200. So 20. I believe that's 8 micros. We won't be able to scale into this one. I'm just gonna shoot the TP here, but we're probably not gonna aim for that. Probably aim for something more around there. So it's fine. Do I trail my stop here? Yes. No, we never closed above. We get a closer above, I trail my stop. So now I trail my stop. take off half the position here. Stop has to stay where it is unless we have another protraction model, which we do not. So that's another protraction model. Took out short-term low in the inversion. We can trail the stop yet again. Stops out there. Not bad. I mean, we weren't working with much anyways. We missed the entry down here. Was there another protraction model in here? We could have taken this candle, I guess. How much does it cost to use TradeZella? Honestly, I'm not sure. You'd have to just check. I do have a discount, but it's only 10%. So, dang, should have done that too. Yeah, exactly. What are your NBA final predictions? I think Oklahoma and Indiana go. Oklahoma wins in 5. Maximum 6. Maximum 6. So it's Thursday, the day before non-farm payroll, so it's a no trade day. We can skip Thursday. We might be going for previous day's high here, so I'm going to mark it out. Hi, may I ask, in top separate alpha futures, do we need to pay them fee every month? Only until you pass the evaluation. Once you pass the evaluation, you no longer pay monthly. So obviously, you know, ideally you're trying to pass within 1 month, right? You don't want to have to be sticking around for too long. This looks really bearish, but I believe that we could potentially see a bullish reversal. I'm honestly tempted to long this. ES gave the inversion here. I'm just feeling the long towards this high right now. We can just risk less. If we went in with 2 micros instead. Risk a little bit less. Can always scale in. Oh, we might be cooked. Okay, we're cooked. Let's try it again. So short, low taken. We got the CISD. Let me fix these annotations because this is not how I like to mark my stuff. No way, the text should be blue. The line should be black. Bro, talk about the risk management on a 50K eval. Well, there's a lot of things to consider when you want to know how much should you risk. Okay, first things first, how many accounts can you afford per month? If it's just 1 account per month, then your risk is going to be a little bit less than what it would be if you can afford multiple. That's the first question you have to ask yourself. So it depends. That's the first thing you have to ask yourself. How many accounts can you risk per month? If you can afford 5 accounts per month until you pass, well, don't risk passively, right? I'm backtesting 16 AM first percent FUG. Nice. Why are we trading today? I'm not trading today. You passed 50K count on toss up. Nice, bro. I don't see you calling out time here and you only trading price. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Dang, should have done that too. Hi, may I ask? It toss up. Yeah, exactly. No, just the 1 fee, brother. I'm trading the power of 3, so it's all about time. You do better in live than backtest in general. I have lower win rate in my backtest than live. I'm pretty equal, to be honest. I'm pretty equal, I would say. It really just depends whether or not I'm in the zone or not. Oh, you can't see the time below? I will fix that for you. We'll remove that. We don't need that right now. Yeah, no, that matters. It should see the time. Why is PA good? Doesn't look good to me. What would you say your overall win rate is? I wouldn't say my overall win rate is around 60%. USD holiday while trading. I'm not trading. I'm backtesting. Okay, we're gonna enter off this CISD here. 2 micros. You just got a clean ass drawn liquidity. Okay, so trade it, bro. Why are you telling me? You don't need me. Go here. We entered a bullish for value gap, and we closed above. So I chill my stop. Put my risk in half there. Take one off there. Cover costs. Not trailing my stop until we do another protraction. This is another protraction model. Another protraction model. Stopped out there. I could look for a re-entry. Looking for a re-entry. I don't see anything too clear. We might have to just wait a bit. Yeah, good thing we waited. We would have been destroyed there. Yeah, maybe there's no re-entry here. Yeah, well, we managed the trade pretty well. Took out the buy side, so the model played out. Not sure what we rejected off of exactly. Probably just premium. In your last video, you talk about the model entry and everything. I need to watch some other videos. I don't go in depth in the models, but it's all there for you. It's all there. Like all the information you need. If you want to pause and focus more on the models, you can do that. But how many accounts do you trade at the moment? Right now, I mean, depends. I don't trade all my accounts at the same time usually. Right now, I'm focusing on 2 Alpha Futures accounts. Right now, I'm only trading with Alpha Futures. I'm trying to prioritize just getting another payout with them because it'll be easier. What's your advice to traders that are break even right now? Depends on you gotta look at your journal, and your journal will tell you exactly what you need to do. That's my advice. I was there once too. If there's an A plus setup right now, there is no A plus setups. It's impossible. A plus setups don't form on a premise of a bank holiday where the market is unpredictable, lacks volatility, lacks liquidity. The market's an early closure. How can you have an A plus on that day? USD holiday, yeah. You're in the video stream. Appreciate you, but how does that USD look like and what are your expectations? I'm bullish on gold. I don't know what it looks like right now, but I'm bullish on gold. Higher time frame, I'm bullish. I'm not saying every day it's gonna be green, but I'm still bullish on gold. The dollar's still weak. Gold is risk off to my knowledge. So okay, we've taken previous week's low. How to mark IRL zone perfectly. Use this tool, this magnet tool. And I think this could potentially be a Tuesday low of week. We have Asia manipulation below midnight. We got the expansion. I don't see any clear drawn liquidity besides, let's say, this 4-hour high. Do we take that right at the rip? Of course we do. Which tool? This magnet tool. How many figs you make a month depends on the month, bro. I trade prop firm, so it's not consistent. I don't get a payout every single month. The 50-minute chart looks really bearish if I'm being honest, but I'm still quite bullish, so I'm just gonna have to wait for some sort of confirmation or something. It looks like we may be coming to that London low. We are definitely coming for that London low. The SMT forming right now is crazy. Okay, we may not be coming for London low. We left these equal highs. Why don't you have a mentorship? Question. How many figs? Which tool? Yeah, this tool right here, brother. The magnet tool. I'm backtesting. It's backtesting. It is backtesting, yes. I'm just here to backtest. I'm going to be backtesting anyway, so I don't mind doing it on live stream. Okay, this is a protraction model. Let's take it. So we have a drawn liquidity higher. We're assuming this low is protected. We're tracing to a 5-minute fair value gap. We got the CISD off of it. So again, let me fix my annotations. So slightly, this should be blue, 12, black line. It's not an A+ protraction because the timing of it is 10:19, but it's a decent protraction. We'll go in with 3 micros. Hard to see ES. Sorry, I can zoom in. My mistakes. We do have an SMT right now forming actually. So see, this candle trades into the fair value gap, gets closed above, boom. I don't even have to question. That's a stop loss reduction. There we get stopped. Again, I don't mind looking for a re-entry, but I'm always gonna scale my stop loss. I'm always gonna scale my stop loss on my protraction model. That's just how I trade now. And you can see there how useful that was. Was very useful for me there. Otherwise, that probably would have been a loss. I don't mind looking for another opportunity to get in long here. We already did take that small win. We took out the low. We did get the inversion here. It does meet criteria for a long. I think we can try it. Let's risk a little bit less. Yeah, I like that. Let's just risk our profits. So this isn't, no, actually this is not another protraction, so we'll leave our stop loss. This technically, we're tracing to fair value gap, close above. Technically this is a protraction, yeah. So we're gonna scale the stop there. And there we get stopped out. So it's fine. We're still in profit. Good trade management. Let's watch it and see if it does go higher. So we would have been stopped if we didn't trail. That's good. Does it end up going to our draw? Sometime in launch we see a little bit of a move higher and lower. Doesn't look like it's in a rush to get anywhere. Okay, it looks like the immediate draw was lower anyway, so that's really well. Only 80 views. I mean, I'm sure people are relaxing, enjoying their time. That's okay. Where do you backtest? Trade Zella. You trading today? No. He's already in long or buy. This is backtest. It's a bank holiday. You trading? No, brother. I am not trading. This is Trade Zella. You can see so many indications that this is not live. Kind of hard to get a clean drawn liquidity here. On a range bound. I feel like I'm leaning towards long. So again, we took out previous day's low, but what day is this? This is it. On Tuesday the 11th. Wait, what? Monday, Tuesday. Wait, what? Wait, 2023? Oh, I'm in 2023? I was looking at the wrong news. Okay. Day before CPI and a no news day? Wait, is it truly 2023? Oh, I guess it is. Oops. I was looking at 2024. Is it free? No, it's not free. Okay. Anyways, well, this is 2023. So looking at the economic calendar again, we have no news, and then the day after is CPI. Usually that means somewhat of a choppy market. So I'm not going to use daily bias for my trading. I'm going to rely on intraday bias. For example, maybe we get a run to these equal lows around Asia, especially because we're bearish already on the day. We took out the buy side, manipulated above midnight open. We got to 15-minute CISD. Looks like that high will be safe at least until towards London lows. Sorry, Asia lows. 1 minute chart, we'll see if it gives us an entry short. That's good. That's what I would want to see. Now, that doesn't give us much to work with, but I think we can still take this trade. I mean, I don't know how we're going to... It's 0.5R. Yeah, we can't really take this trade if I'm being honest. I mean, we could put the stop at the inversion. Still, it's not even 1R. Unless there's a lower objective that I can see that's high probability, we cannot take this trade. And I really don't see anything. I mean, obviously, yeah, there's just no drawn liquidity. No, I don't want spot. I mean, I've already done this before, like many times. Yeah, we had the right idea, but again, there was no drawn liquidity. In fact, this actually could be a decent long. The thing is, again, I don't have a draw higher, so I'd be breaking a rule if I went long. We can just tape read it. So this would be an entry long here, stop loss. Let's tape read. So what's the benefit of me tape reading this right now? Well, I have no drawn liquidity higher. So we do have equal highs here. I think we will take this actually, because equal highs is always good at drawn liquidity. But I'll risk a little bit less. I'll risk half of what I normally risk, and then we'll see if we can get a continuation idea. Okay, well, we just got immediately stopped out. I probably won't take another one on a day like this. We'll just see if it goes higher. 1 hour time frame, gold is bearish. Sure, maybe, bro. I think we might have had the right draw, but hard to see ES, SMT. Yes, I mean, it kind of went higher. It'll probably take out those highs eventually. Okay, now we have CPI. There it is, yeah. This is the move we've been waiting for longs. ES taking out all-time highs. I have never seen you working with new week opening gaps and new day opening gaps. I mark them out every single day in live stream, but I don't do it in backtest. It just takes way too much time. I'm bullish on the daily chart. If we can see a move lower, then I can go in long. We could try something like this. And the risk reward is just not there. It's not really giving us an entry. Too far gone. I see. Yeah, no, I would use New Week opening if that wasn't an A+ setup. I don't remember which one you're talking about, but this one definitely not. I mean, I didn't even take it. That's a no trade day. Weekly objective met. Okay, now we're all-time highs. Things get a little bit difficult when we get in all-time highs. The kill zones work and kill. Yeah, they do. They are the same kill zones. The only difficult part about what you're saying is the crypto is very manipulated, and sometimes anything can. This is all-time high, so there's no data to our left. There's simply no data to our left. I don't know how we can frame any trade. I mean, it would have to be short, but I don't want to short all-time highs. We've expanded quite a bit from Asian range. Not really tradable. Unless we're framing a reversal off -3 standard deviations of Asian range. I really don't want to short all-time highs. Maybe this plays out, but I wouldn't take this trade live market. I wouldn't short all-time highs. Look at ES. Look at ES. It's just not tradable, really. Unless we put in something. No, we didn't. There's really nothing to trade off of. We're going to have to wait a day or two. It's just all-time highs. Do you have any insights on how to deal with Asian range taking out previous day's high or low? What do you mean? Doesn't really change much. Well, for me, it doesn't change much. Oh, you want demo? I'm on backtest. What do you trade? We're trading Nasdaq and backtest. This is just backtest. I was gonna do it anyways, so might as well do it with you guys. Again, so no data to work with. We have Thursday's high here. If we start showing aggressive displacement below it, then we can look to get in short. Again, there's really nothing. There's no drawn liquidity, meaning there's nothing none of my models will form if I don't have a draw. I'm not just simply gonna chase it, and it's a no trade day. Unfortunately, it's just all-time highs, not much we can do. Now I have a draw. I think we can get into this daily lows. I lied. Maybe we have an SMT there actually, so we may not get there. I'm guessing London low on ES. Pre-market low. Interesting. Well, now we have a draw, which is this new all-time high. Although we left equal lows right here. This is Friday the 14th. Preliminary at 10 a.m. How did defense in crypto at this very manipulated? Just don't trade it. I don't know why you want to trade. Don't trade ICT. I mean, you can, but it just doesn't really make sense. And you have all the other options. How do you make it split screen? Right here. Do you have any insights on how to deal? Yeah, I don't understand your question really, bro. What do you mean What do you mean deal with it? Just trade your model. If your model requires previous day high or low to be open, and Asia takes it, well, either trade Asia or just don't trade it. No trade day. Yeah, simple. I want to get in short here. I have to wait for a little bit of a retrace. Oh, great. No retrace. Okay, good. Now if we get an inversion, we can short. Technically, this does meet criteria, so we can short this. So 5-minute bearish fair value gap. Here, let me fix these annotations as well. Try saving some of these templates, make it easier. So, and then we get the closure below this candle that took out the high. So this is a bearish order block. We'll take the order block entry. But can you tell me how much you make per month so we can know what is possible? No, I'm not gonna tell you. 1, I don't need that pressure. 2, every month is different. 3, you're probably only asking that question because you want to know if you can copy trade me comfortably. And I don't encourage anyone to copy trade me. So this does not make sense. So that order block failed. Either we had the wrong draw or we simply look for a re-entry. Let's wait for 10:30 here. Looks like we may just have the wrong draw, to be honest, because that should have played out if it was bearish. Is the trade invalidated? All right, let's. I mean, is there a bullet for value gap under us? All right, let's try this 1030 Po3 idea. Even that's a decent trade, but we can target something like this. So we took out the short-term high. We got a CISD. To be honest, I don't like this trade actually. I'm not gonna take this. ES is too choppy. I'll wait for the macro at least. See, now it's a little bit better because we have an SMT. Now we have SMT like this. Now we can take the trade. Next candle, let's wait for it. All right, wait for the next candle. All right, let's get in on this trade. I think something like that is pretty decent, but we'll throw the TP all the way down. So let's see if the 1050 macro idea can play lower. Nope, it did not play lower. We had the wrong bias. Why are you trading? This is a back test, bro. It's so blatantly obvious it's a back test. I don't know how you cannot see this. I'm literally zooming in time. You can see it says TradeZella. You can see Monday, July 17th. Which instruments you prefer? I always trade NASDAQ, brother. Always trade NASDAQ. Okay, July 2023. Again, it's all-time high territory. Yep, I always trade NASDAQ. You kind of just have to keep going long. All-time high sucks, I'm gonna be honest. All-time high is just really difficult to trade. We can't see the date anywhere on the live stream. You just have to turn your camera like this. It's right here. The bottom left of my screen. You can also see it in the chart when I hover the cursor. It's really tough to go short in this market. But we're so far in premium. Let's just see if this 4-hour gap holds. I don't think it will. I mean, we have manipulation above Asia and midnight open. We're putting in the 15-minute bearish. This could just be a dump day. 15-minute bearish for value gap. We'll see if we can get in short here. This is Tuesday the 18th. We have red folder, so we could see some volatility. If we get an inversion, then we can short this. What are your hobbies? Do you play any games to relax? Yeah, I play games sometimes. Spend time with my girl. The bottom where the data isn't visible all. Oh shoot, you're right. You can't see it. I should probably remove that. You can see it on YouTube. Honestly, I'm not gonna remove it. I'm just gonna say it's backtesting. It is backtesting. I don't know how to remove it. I made that a long time ago. Or someone made it for me a long time ago. Of course he does, bro. What are you talking about, man? If we get the inversion here, we can go short. Oh, no trade there. I want to short this 15-minute city. ES is making higher highs. This might be bullish. Six Sister setup on NQ. Tough markets, man. I mean, this is not an A+ trade. I mean, we're delivering from the 15. We're forming the 15-minute order block. Trades higher. Got the inversion. I think we can try it, at least with low risk. It had such good risk to reward potential, so ES is so bullish though. It's crazy. So I'd probably risk a little bit less. Let's risk half of what we would normally risk. So risking $73 instead of $200. That's even less than half. Yeah, I immediately stopped. I mean, yeah, we should have known, to be honest, but at least we risked half. I don't think I would take longs. Let's see. If it's a 6 sister setup, then we can get a really nice long. We might get to all-time highs soon. We might get to all-time highs soon, so it's honestly good to start practicing your all-time high trading. Or avoiding trades at least. Get in long here. Five-minute bullish for value gap. We got the order block off of the 5-minute. No protraction model there. That could have been a partial, but it's fine. No protraction model there. Get stopped out. Yeah, I mean, EF delivered a lot nicer than. Look at ES. Wow. Look at the difference there. This is what happens in all-time highs. So when we get to all-time highs, man, which I think we will this year, be ready because, I mean, there's really no telling. Look how many days we went above all-time highs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row, we made a new all-time high. So you might want to hold. Anyway, we'll see if we can. I don't know how we're going to find a trade here, but yeah, we should immediately take out all-time highs. But I don't know, maybe if we get a move lower, we can look for another long. ES is so bullish. It's crazy. Quite literally crazy. We swept the low here. There is an inversion there. I'm going to try this long, actually. Classic model. Stop here. Just aim for, I don't know, something. Can we just go break even? I don't want a partial there. An all-time high move. Look at standard deviations here. I mean, at least 0.5. Oh, we're stopped out break even. Well, good thing we went break even though, because we would have been stopped out there. Trading all-time highs is tough. Bro, you use profiles when trading all-time highs? Combine profiles with PD raise? Yeah, I don't know what profiles is, bro. Is giveaway today? It's whenever 25% is done. I don't know when it's going to be done, to be honest. I thought it was going to be done today, but it seems like I was maybe mistaken. I'm kind of bearish. I think London High might be safe on a day like this. Well, maybe I'm wrong. We traded all the way into this premium city. Let's see if it holds. Very weak displacement from it. Like, I don't know if I can trust that. Do we get the CISD? I mean, technically, yeah, but it's really weak. Probably have to wait for this. I mean, let's try it. It matches our idea perfectly, so. Well, that was fast. We literally entered on the perfect candle with 0 drawdown all the way to the TP level. So that trade idea, London high is protected. We got an S&P there anyways, I think. So 15-minute bearish for value gap. And just targeting the sell side. And this could go to the black line, but we'll see. Yeah, it's going exactly there. I know where it's going. Yeah, so we could have re-entered here. Protraction model. This should have been a better trade. I managed that pretty poorly. I don't know why I full closed it there, but it's okay. It doesn't really matter. We're just backtesting. Well, it matters, but I'm not gonna sit here and complain about it. Previous day's low still open. I think we could potentially get there. It's equal lows with Asia. I see the 4-hour bearish here. Mark out that huge imbalance. This might dump. Okay, we take out the highs. If we get an inversion, is that an inversion? I honestly really want to short this. The way that formed, it looks so bearish. If I put this here, I mean, technically we didn't inverse, but we did get below the wick. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to try this short. It just aligns with my idea too well. So, put that down there and see what happens. What I'm going to do is bring my stop loss here. I'm going to take a partial. That covers my risk. And now I can let this trade go without any risk. Okay, we got stopped out. I'm going to re-enter right there with a premature stop out. Take a partial there. There's no really protraction model that forms, so I can't trail my stop yet. Alright, we're gonna bring the stop right here. We trade to the fair value gap. We got the, like, technically that is a protraction. Let's take one more partial, and then I'm leaving the rest for TP. In fact, I might even re-enter the position. I just realized I didn't partial, did I? I added one. Taking another partial there, and we'll let the rest go. Stop is holding for now. I'm going to add one position here. And I'm going to trail my stop. Most recent protraction. Yeah, so I added a position there. I'm going to take a partial. So see how I'm scaling into that position? No, I did not mean to do that. What did I just do? Wait. Partial. Why did my limit order change? Anyway, we'll put the rest at break even and... Wow, did we really get edged like that perfectly? Put the stop here. Most recent protraction. Okay, it really edged our final TP, but it's fine. We managed that way. So see how I'm using the advantage of trailing my stop and scaling into the position to get more of a winner? That's all I'm doing. That was a good trade. July 19th. I don't know how much more I can do of this before I lose my mind. I guess we can finish this week. So previous day's low was an easy draw. We did end up taking it, so I was right in that nature. Wait, we're on Monday to 24th. What am I talking about? I guess we finished the week. Should we just finish the month? I suppose we can finish the month. Are you trading today? No. Are you backtesting? Yes. Only gamblers trade today? I'm not trading. This is backtest. Can you summarize what's a protraction model? Yeah, I'll draw it for you right now. Ready? Opening price of a candle, manipulate below. Once we get the reversal confirmation, right? Once you get the reversal confirmation, you're not taking the reversal. You're not. This is not the protraction model. This is my reversal model. This is your reversal model. Once you see this, now you can start looking for protraction. Protraction is simple. If we retrace into a fair value gap or a short-term low, fair value gap or short-term low. How do you enter the trade? You enter the trade on any inversion. You enter the trade on any inversion or any order block that forms, like right here. Stop loss at the retracement low. That's the protraction model. I'll show you when it forms. Anyways, previous day's high here. Typical for Monday to retrace. I think we can probably take that. We're trading at high of day, which I don't like. There's a low-hanging fruit right here. There's also previous PM session high right here. Let's mark out that previous PM session high. The thing is, we've already expanded above Asia -1 standard deviation, so I'm not sure how much lower we can go. So let us mark out this high and just see, because we may fall short of previous day high on a day like this. Okay. I've seen this formation before, and I'm going to take this trade. This actually happened recently, and I hesitated. And it is technically my model. So I'm just going to take the trade without hesitation and just see what happens. Stop where it's supposed to be. Target, what is this again? Previous PM session high. It is quite deep, -2 standard deviations of Asian range. Let's see if this plays out. Well, we got absolutely destroyed. Okay, though. Doesn't really matter nonetheless, because I would take that again. When it prints like that. Now, is this a re-entry opportunity? What day is this? We have PMI 945. Yeah, I should have waited for that. We take out the lows. Yeah, this was my concern. Did we end up taking that high out? Yeah, we did. See? Why did I remove that line? See, if I knew that, I would have probably not done that. Because the idea of the reversal, yeah, I mean, this makes sense. This makes more sense. On a Monday, you're not going to see 2 to 2.5 standard deviations of Asian range. It's pretty rare. It's pretty rare. If we can get a protraction model long. I know I'm like really going quick here, but it's because I'm losing patience. 1040. All right, let's try this 1050 macro. So this is your protraction model, right? We have the reversal, trades into, let's just call it this fair value gap, short-term low. You take the inversion or the order block off the range, target whatever, stop loss at the low. And you can stop out. Looks like it might stay sideways. We did take out this high, so our first CV would have been hit, but nonetheless, it's okay. All right, let's just finish the month. We're almost done. We're almost done the month. 25th, consumer confidence at red, the red folder. I still want to see this high get taken. We have an SMT there actually, but we could see some expansion. Again, we have Asia lows open, so it doesn't really align intraday for me to go long. Standard deviations of Asian range. I mean, yeah, we're already at 2 to 2.5. I really don't see us moving that much more. One to take 10 degrees for Asian range, and one to take for manipulation. Like, both. I do both every single time. This is too premium. I don't think this is a Judas swing. I'm really viewing this as a Judas swing. We got the inversion on, yes. Classic model. I'm going to take this. See if the idea is correct. Nope, we were wrong. So very, very bullish. We're already at almost -4 standard deviations, and we're probably going to keep going since we just did that. Yeah, I mean, it's quite rare. I'm looking at this old daily high at -5 deviations of Asian range, but if we get a nice protraction model, I'm going to frame a high probability trade here. Long. Although not much to work with, but I think we can get in long. There. Good risk. Wow, immediately destroyed. Not even a chance. Let's see if we get the 15-minute bullish. So I'm looking at this now. Maybe for another opportunity. We don't need this marker. This marker. FPG plus. So we're at the 15-minute. Is there a first presentation? I believe it's right there or right there. 930 low is right there. I'm not expecting that to get taken. Technically, this does meet criteria. It's very aggressive, but I'm willing to try it anyways, to be honest. I'm willing to try it anyways. We do reinverse there. I'm going to move my stop here. Still not over risking. Well, we get stopped out. We have an SMT. Let's watch it. Yeah. Yeah. I had a feeling ES was stronger. I had a feeling. Is it going to go to the black line too? Because that would have been like 10 risk to reward or something. We'll just watch. Are you backtesting? Yeah, we're just backtesting. Giveaway tomorrow. Yeah, I guess we'll do it tomorrow on stream so you guys can see the rolls. ES took the black line, so how much risk to reward did we just guess sweeped on? So where would the next entry be? There. I guess it's not that much risk to reward. Only 4. Assuming we didn't scale in at all, but obviously you would scale in on a trade like this. Anyway, it's not much you can do. It's tough markets. All-time highs. We had good stop loss placement. Previous day high equal highs. Let's just finish this week. Although I'm losing patience, backtesting one whole month on live stream is very boring. Not boring, but draining. But let's just finish the month. Okay. We have London highs. We've taken previous day liquidity. I'm going to mark out this black line and this black line. Actually, let's just mark out that black line. I mean, I don't know if we're going to see a crazy reversal. I wouldn't assume so, but we might, to be honest, because we've already taken previous day's liquidity. Is every day Thursday unemployment news? No, not every Thursday. All right, that's a protraction model. Let's take that. Actually, no, my apologies. This is not a protraction model. Unless this is your 4 p.m. protected low retrace. No, it's not a protraction. I would have had to see. Yeah, this doesn't meet criteria for a trade. My apologies. It's not my model. I think it might pump, but it's still dead. Okay, maybe we can still look for a re-entry. Honestly, I think this can flip the whole day. Oh shoot, we already did. Damn. Well, what's this? Oh, it's the new day opening gap high. That's what that is. I mean, we can still look for a protraction long. Perfect equal lows, really? Making me second guess. Just enter with 2 micros. We could always put the stop there. That's just making me making up random rules. We're gonna have to re-enter if it inverses higher. Oh no. Damn. Interesting. I mean, we almost got it. We get a strong closure up. All right, let's give it one more attempt. Tracement to fair value gap, move. Is that a second protraction model? No, so we're just executing it on the first protraction. This is another protraction. So see how immediately I can just reduce my risk on my protraction model, and it's not like ambiguous or anything. Let's take a partial. Let's take a partial here. Technically I should have been stopped out here. That's the second protraction model. That was a mistake on my end. Damn. I mean, nice trade, I guess. Wait, why am I gonna trade on ES? Closing my trade. All right, we're almost done. 2 more days, man. 2 more days. Let's finish July. GDP. We have some big volatility, man. Big volatility these next 2 days. Enough volatility to see a new all-time high, perhaps. Of course, we're all-time highs on ES still. Okay, fine. What's up, Toxic? Oh, man, this is a no-trade day, man. I'm gonna be honest. What the hell is this? We're about to have the worst morning session ever. No midnight open, no, like, nothing. This is just ripping. Yeah, I can show my results for this session. I mean, usually that's what we do. It's 2 more days, so try to finish strong. I mean, surely we see some sort of move lower, right? Surely? This is a no trade day, man. I can't trade this. This is insanely premium. I don't think my model's gonna form unless we argue that, I mean, 930 protected low, I guess. We could look for a protraction. I don't even have a draw besides all-time highs. We can maybe, I mean, ES looks like it's ready to go sideways for the rest of the day. Technically, that's the model right there. I'm not gonna take it, man. Thank goodness we didn't take that trade. That would have been the quickest loss. I mean, okay, we can see this 15-minute bullish. Maybe we take one off this, but it's so far in premium. It's ridiculous. This looks like a no trade day. Well, maybe avoid that trade. There's an open 50. Well, for one, I don't even want to take a trade on a day like this. The reason I didn't take it off the 5-minute here was the 15 was still right under us. So it's really risky of a trade to take. And looks like, I don't know if I could even take shorts here, to be honest. It's tough. Let's just skip this day. Not even going to sweat it. Friday. Wow, we wicked all that? Okay. I honestly don't know where this is going to go. Let's just mark our previous day high and previous day low and see what we're working with. No daily bias, maybe intraday bias. Again, pumping up every day. I see the 4-hour bearish here. I could deliver a nice move lower. That inversion is way too weak for me to take it. 940 with a huge spike. Oh, this just looks manipulated to go higher, I'm gonna be honest. No discount offering. We're probably gonna inverse that 4-hour, so we can use it as support. I mean, we didn't inverse it, but we're probably... I don't mind a protraction to previous day's high. Gotta be a nice one though. Nothing nice about this. I mean, I see the 3-minute fair value gap. Nah, there's nothing nice about this. That was a little bit nicer, to be honest. We kind of missed it. There's nothing nice about this. You know what? It's Friday. Let's just trade the PM. Let's trade it. Actually, wait. It's 10:50 macro. Let me give this one more chance. 30-minute bullish fair value gap. It's so premium. It's not A+, but I'm willing to try it anyways. We'll do it 2 micros. I'll show you guys my PM model as well. Oh, we're so cooked. Wait, it's not over just yet. So this is another protraction. I'll trail my stop to this low. To be honest though, I'm probably just gonna break even this trade. That's another protraction. Trail the stop to the low. I want to see a big candle. I'm just gonna close the trade there. Okay. I'm gonna trade the PM session. I know it's a Friday, but I want to show you guys my PM model, my silver bullet model. 30. All right. It's so simple. It's so simple. Mark out 2 p.m. I hope this works out. I'm going to show you guys the most simple silver bullet model ever. And hopefully it works out in this backtest idea. Mark out 2 p.m. Mark out 3 p.m. Eastern time. So 14 to 15 o'clock. You need to have bias. Right now, let's say we're looking for these equal highs. Okay? For now, let's just say. So we have a potential drawn liquidity. We wait for price to trade into a fair value gap. Hold on, let me restart this. Let me restart this video. I appreciate you, Ant. Okay, first of all, how low is ES compared to? Okay, we have a huge SMT. So let's say we're bullish. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the most simple silver bullet model that you will ever see. So let's say we're bullish. You need to have a bias. Okay, let's say we're aiming for either this high or this high. For whatever reason we're bullish. It's all-time high, so we'll look for longs. You wait for 2 p.m. Wait for price to trade into a bullish fair value gap. So we're gonna sit here and wait. Now let's remove the marker here. So we see the 5-minute one there. It's just my protraction model aligned with silver bullet timings. Now we wait for an inversion. There's your inversion. Execute the trade. Stop at the most recent low. You can TP at 1R or 2R. Now I was practicing with just whatever objectives first. Looks like 1R will be first on this one. So let's just say, I don't know, maybe this bearish fair value gap or something. All right, that one failed. All right, we're gonna do the same thing now, but I'm gonna look for a short because I actually think this is high of day already put in. Is there so we have to wait for a bearish fair value gap to get tapped. Oh wow. All right, I don't have a bias anymore. Looks like we were potentially right to begin with. we get a CISD here on a real note, we could actually find a nice. I'm gonna actually try this. Whoops. We haven't formed any okay there. Protraction. Yes, that is a protraction model. I guess stop that. Anyway, just went sideways. Anyway, so that's pretty much that model. But anyways, I'm gonna remove those trades because I'm just trying to backtest my GEMS Po3 model. And I believe is that the last? No, we have one more day in July. 31st Monday. No news Monday. I'm just gonna mark out this green line. Okay, we have to backtest this Monday. Then we have the full numbers for July. It's so tough to say, but this looks actually like it might be bullish. We take out that high. So I'll mark out the hourly bullish fair value gap here. Whoa, very aggressive move. We got an inversion. All right, let's enter long. Yeah, looks like we had the wrong idea. I'm gonna move my eyes to Asia low here. The fact that it failed. Did we get an SMT there? We did. That's my mistake. That's just me being lazy. We got an SMT on my target. I should have known. Should have been a partial or something at least. We'll see if we can find a protraction short. We're inside the 5-minute breaker, the 5-minute order block. A lot of choppiness here. We can wait for 10:30. 10:30 opens, trades higher. No clean inversion. Did we get the inversion here? We did. All right. Yeah, we're so cooked. Just immediately stopped out of that. I don't think I'd re-enter. Bank holiday? Nice, bro. Yeah, it's a bank holiday. Yeah. I'm not trading personally. See if NQ goes up there. We're done this session. So we finished July. It's quite a tough month. This is July. You can see how quite tough that is. I mean, we had these all-time high days we couldn't trade, and then we had to try to manage our trades in this. Would you use your level of drawn liquidity? For sure, yeah. It is a drawn liquidity for sure. 100%. You know what? Actually, before we go, let's do the PM model one more time. Let's go back. What? 30 minutes. Yeah, we're good. Let me show the PM model one more time. The PM silver bullet. PM session, silver bullet. Okay? Mark out 2 p.m. Eastern time. Mark out 3 p.m. Eastern time. Next step is you have to get a bias. There's not really much clear here. We took out sell side most recently. We do have an SMT all the way down there. There isn't really any clear objectives. I see these kind of equal highs. So maybe that's a good take profit level. So let's just say we're bullish towards these somewhat equal highs. Okay. Next step, we have to wait for a tap into a bullish fair value gap inside this hour. Okay, there's a tap right there into one. So let's just make this a dotted line like that. But it failed, right? Obviously, it has to respect the fair value gap. So we have to wait. Very choppy PM session. So I'm zooming into time frame, seeing is there any fair value gap on that left side. And if there isn't, then we have to wait for one to form. There is an old one right here, but I'm not really, you don't really want to use that. Okay. It's really just not there. Okay, finally. So we got a bullish fair value gap tapped inside that time, and then we got an inversion out of it. We can enter the trade. Stop loss at the low, most recent swing low below the inversion. I mean, you can take profit at 1R, 2R. Usually I've been practicing it with 1R, but let's just throw our TP up here and just see what happens. So I'm going to check the S&P 500, see if there's an SMT there. I'm going to take off 70% of the position. I'll trail my stop to this most recent low. You can hold the trade past, and that's fine. We get stopped in profit. You could have taken some off there. That's basically the silver bullet model. As long as you take your entry before 3 p.m., then you're all good. So yeah, pretty simple. Anyways, I'm done with this back test. My eyes hurt. So let's leave. Let me set up the next. Yeah, so we'll start with August 1st next time. August 2023. How long you been backtesting? I mean, not too long, but I just prefer doing it alone the majority of the time if I'm going to do a long backtest. But let's go over the results. I don't know if that was a winning month or not. I think it was. This looks like a P&L high. So July. So slightly losing month, -1. Wait, how is this correct? Didn't we just take a win on this day? So what happened here? Oh, we took 2 losses in the morning and 2 wins in the PM session. Okay. So -1R on this month. Not the worst month. This day we lost a little bit too much. What happened here? Oh, we took three trades and we got stopped out every time. But this one day pretty much, justified, So if we took, for example, one less trade on a day like this, we would have had a break-even month. Overall, it's not too bad. I mean, it was a very tough month. Comparing it to last month, yeah, I mean, it was a tough month for sure. So -1R on that one. Does it give me any more information? Oh. No, I guess that's it. Yeah, I mean, justifiable. I usually lose in months that are typically like that, to be honest. Shows how much risk management changes things. It really does, yeah. Sometimes just, taking one less trade makes a difference. Because in the moment, you're like, oh, I'll win, I'll do better. But then you also have to realize that it's not always like that. Sometimes it's best to just not take the trade and make sure you don't lose because you'll probably find it. But I also know myself. Usually in those markets, I'm going to go back and show you. In those all-time high markets, 2023. In those all-time high markets, I usually lose. So this was the market we were trading at that time, right? Usually I just frame it by the month. This was the month that we traded. So you can see the power of 3 very nicely. But the only issue with that is We couldn't find any longs on days like this. So we missed trading the first week, right? It's just very hard to frame high probability longs. I mean, look at these days, right? Every single day just opened and boom, just wicked higher every time. And then we have to, you know, the majority of the trades we took were in this, you know, and that's tough. It's tough. It's a sideways market. We're leaving, you know, previous days highs and lows. We had the right bias sometimes, but it's overall a pretty tough market. It's all-time highs, so we don't get to trade with the trend as easily, and those are the best trades to take because it just it's very obvious it's going higher, right? But then we have to deal with the consolidation after. So we're probably gonna have to deal with that soon, which is why it's good that we backtested. In fact, I'll probably do some July as well. Actually, July is after, so that's not as relevant. But it's pretty similar. If you look at like this, like compare this price action right here before taking out all-time high, this, it's pretty similar to what's going to happen right about now. All right, we're starting to consolidate around that curve. My eyes are still here. I still think we'll take out this level, higher time frame. Until we invert the bullish fair value gap here, I'm not bearish. I've already said that. So we'll see. Which year is this? 2024. I'm going to try. That was 2023. If you wanted a similar thing in 2024, you would probably want to be doing October. So right here, similar narrative where we have an all-time high. We start consolidating positions before we run the bias. So right here, if you want similar markets to right now, this is probably your best bet. Same exact market. Look, all-time high. We're consolidating before the objective. Compare that to right now. We have an all-time high. We're consolidating on the buy side of the curve right next to the objective. It's typical. We're accumulating orders before we run. I mean, that's how I view it. Mind you, they obviously could do whatever they want. I don't know if this is going to say, but in my opinion, it's still bullish. It's just accumulating more longs to eventually run out the buy stops. Usually when we take all-time highs, we go even higher. It's pretty rare we just take out all-time highs. So, for example, you can just see it every time. Every time we have an all-time high here, we usually make a decent all-time high. We have an all-time high here, we usually go more above it. We have an all-time high here, we go more above it. We have an all-time high here, we go more above it. We have an all-time high here, we go more above it. We have an all-time high here. This is the one time we actually swept all-time highs and moved lower. But if you waited a couple days, it went a lot higher. So again, this is the longest we've been since making a new all-time high in a while. So I'm expecting when it does go up there, probably a little bit more of a push higher. Yeah, so I'll try to position my stocks. I'll try to position my stock trades to align with that narrative. I'll probably buy some next week. My one concern is the market actually pumped today, right? I wanted to buy tomorrow's open, but now tomorrow's open might be very bullish on the stocks. So we'll just have to see, I guess. There's not much we can do. This is my watch list. Primarily focusing on Google, Nvidia, AMD. Why do I have two Googles? They're quite similar. I mean, damn, this one's cheaper, so should we just do that one? I don't know. I don't know which Google technology services. What methods do you recommend for me to actually follow my rules every single day and not trade something that is not part of my system? First things first, you have to write down all your rules so it's very clear and concise. I would bet you probably don't have that somewhere. Why is the market open? The futures market's always open. It's the stock market that's closed. There's only 20 people in the giveaway. If you want to join the giveaway, leave a review or get 25% off alpha with my code. I don't know if the code is still live. Let me check before I keep promoting 25%. I think the code should still be live. I'm gonna announce the winners tomorrow, unless the 25% is done. I was told it was gonna be done today. I don't know what time though. How do you conclude with what rules works for you? You have to backtest, bro. Simple. I know what I need to do and I have written down. So do you have recommend like a checklist? I mean, do you have a checklist? 25% is still live. So if anyone wants the 25%, it's still live. So I can't roll the giveaway winners yet because 25% is still live. But once that's over, I'm guessing sometime today at any time. Thank you for the whole live stream. I say the whole because you engage your audience to help us learn to full extent. Wishing you a great return this other. Appreciate you, bro. That's a nice thing to say, bro. Wishing you a great return this year. That's what I like to hear, bro. Oh, V's trade, of course. Yeah, you're a trader, so you know exactly what it is. It's not, oh, I hope you win your next trade, or I hope you have a good return this year. That's exactly what matters, bro. Giveaway, I guess probably tomorrow, just so I can do it on live stream and you guys can see that somehow you guys always say rigged. Yeah, I really roll it in front of you guys every time. No, but you could try doing a checklist. I don't know if it's gonna help you. You can try. But what I do recommend is actually having everything written out. Everything written out. How much have you gotten from payouts? I've gotten over 10 figures, but I'm on the lower end. Let's just keep it at that. If you include some stock money I've managed to make, then we're in the nice 10 figures. How do you conclude? Yeah, you just gotta backtest. You gotta make your rules, backtest, and then once you're comfortable following them, and you can always tweak your rules. Did I say 10 figures? No, sorry, 5 figures. I'm tripping. Did I say 10? No, I meant to say 5. Gatie, what broker do you use for his stocks? I use Interactive Brokers. Brother, I have never traded funded with TopStep. Can you explain the mini and the micro? The mini is 10 times the value of the micro. So, that's it. 10 times, bro. Simple as that. It's just 10 times more. I'll always trade live in front of you guys, but I don't like answering every single question about my personal progress and stuff, because it's just pressure for no reason, you know? I'm already trading live, but if I have to answer every single question about my progress, it's just like added pressure. I'd rather just tell you guys at the end of the day what happens, you know? Like, I tell you guys when I blow accounts, I tell you guys when we get paid, when we pass evals, when we make money on the stocks. Like I'll always tell you guys, but if I have to give like daily updates, how much you make today? Oh, how much was your last pay? Oh, when was your last pay? Oh, what's the account progress? Oh, how much are you funded? Oh, how many more days? Like, that's just too much pressure, bro, you know? But I'll always trade live in front of you guys. If I want to risk 300, how many micros and macros should I use? So you definitely want to trade micros, but you have to know how big your stop loss is. You have to calculate it based on your stop loss size. If your stop loss is, let's say, 20 points, right? That's $40 per micro. So you can do the math. I've been trading for a year and a half, so I'm so close. Hey, bro, I promise you, Nova, you probably know enough. It's all about attitude at this point. What I recommend, Nova, this is what I recommend. This is what helped me. Give me 1 sec, you. I'll tell you how I swing stocks. I've been trading for a year and a half, so I'm gonna tell you exactly what helped me, Nova, whatever. Put your weaknesses down. Write them down. Write down your weaknesses. For example, I'll tell you guys one of my weaknesses and how I managed to adjust my system to accommodate. One of my weaknesses is I'm not comfortable losing, let's say, $500 on a funded account. 50K. We're talking about a 50K here. If I lose 500 in one day, I go on tilt. Or sometimes I go on tilt. Or I feel like I screwed the account up, you know? If I take 2 trades and I'm down 500 on the day, how do I feel? I know myself. I feel like an urge to make it back, or I feel an urge, like I feel like, damn, I lost this account, you know? I learned that about myself. So what do? Well, I have to adjust how much I'm gonna put into a position. So what can I do to change that? Because obviously we're not gonna risk, like we still have to risk to make, right? So what do? What I do is I scale into my positions. So I risk 125 originally. That way, if I lose 2 trades right off the rip, I'm only down 250, right? That's super comfortable with me. I will not go on tilt. I will not feel like terrible the rest of the day. I don't feel like I'm in deep drawdown. I feel like the account is totally fine. But to accommodate the fact that we're not, making as much, which it shouldn't matter, I scale into my positions, right? So I'll risk less originally, but I'll add into the trade as it's going in my favor. That way, I get kind of the both of both worlds. How did I know that's something I need to do? I can't tell you it's the best thing for you to do. It's the best thing for me to do, because I know when I lose too much in one day, or if I risk too much originally on a trade, I'm not comfortable. Another thing I learned about myself is a lot of the time when I lose a trade, I just immediately get stopped out. Meaning I had the wrong draw, or usually what happens, usually when I lose, the market goes sideways. In which case, as soon as I enter and on the, I guess, breakout or whatever, the market just immediately comes back down. Usually I'm entering, those are my losses. So what did I learn about those losses? I learned one. Sometimes what happens is I missed my original move and I'm entering to try to catch the next move, but the market is just consolidating. That's a FOMO entry. I'm not breaking rules, but I know it's a FOMO entry because I missed the original trade. Had I caught the original move, I wouldn't have taken that second trade, right? So that's one thing I learned. The second thing I learned is usually those losses are immediate. It's not like it goes in my favor and I didn't take partial and then it stopped. Sometimes that happens, but those kind of losses are usually immediate. So what do? Again, same thing. I risk less originally. If I know a good amount of portion of my trade just immediately gets stopped out, why am I going to risk the most at the beginning of my trade? It doesn't make sense. That's like going disadvantageous to my model and my strengths and weaknesses. So that would be like a perfect example of knowing your weaknesses and taking advantage of the fact that you know it. Because there's unlimited variables in trading. You can adjust your model however, and no one can tell you otherwise, bro. No one can tell you otherwise. You know your weaknesses. You know where you go wrong repeatedly. You know how you lose. You know when you win, how you win. You're unstoppable at that point, Okay, so it says that Gatie, when you're swinging stocks, you have an account capital or just add money when you can. I used to add money when I can, but then I made a good amount of money this last year, so I don't add money anymore. I'm just making more with what I do, what I have. So I added money into it's a cash account. I'm not trading with margin. I put money into a cash account. Interactive Brokers is the broker I use because they have the lowest commissions. And yes, it has capital, right? The money I put in, we managed to get a nice return last year. We managed to get a good return this year. Now I don't need to really add more. In fact, I'm just kind of saving any money I'm making from trading to put into a futures account. Hopefully with Interactive Brokers. Although I will say I live in Canada and it's not easy to open a futures trading account. They require a lot if you want a good broker. So I'm working on that process. So I don't want to put more into my stock account. I'm trying to save up and put more into a live account right now. 2 or 3 or 4 micros per trade. Depends on the stop. So I'm from a 50K account. I'm in Ontario. So you said how many micros to use and it's 25-point stop loss. Okay. The thing with trading, brother, is you can't put your stop loss at a fixed number. You have to see where should the stop loss actually go. Okay, let me give you a quick example. Okay, let me give you a quick example. So with trading, you can't put your stop loss just anywhere. You need to put it where it actually invalidates the trade. So you can't use the same stop loss level every single time. For example, let's say you want to short this inversion fair value gap. Okay, very simple potential model, whatever. If you short it right here and you put your stop loss at the most recent swing high, that's 16 point stop loss, okay? You're not going to put it at 25. It doesn't make sense. Your trade is invalidated at 16, right? So why would you put it at 25? For example, let's do another example. Let's say this inversion fair value gap right here. So this one all the way down here. Well, if you're going to enter right here, your stop loss would be 26 points, right? You can't put it at 25 just because you said that's what you're going to do. You got to put it at 26. So you have to calculate how many micros or minis you're going to trade with based on this information. How far is my stop loss placement? It all depends on your model, where you put your stop loss in your entries, and then based on this number, you calculate how many micros or minis can I execute this position with, so I'm in my risk parameters, right? So if you want to risk, let's say $200 per trade, well, on this trade, right, you would have to risk like around 4 micros, because 4 times 2 is 8. Oh no, let's do this better. 26 times 2 is around $50 per micro. If you have 4 micros, then you can risk 200, right? That's how you have to calculate it, brother. Because it's going to be different every single time. Enter short at 950 macro after CISD. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea. It delivered nicely, I guess. Nice equal lows there. What part can I'm in the GT? Are you a software engineer? I think I heard you saying that way back. No, I have no engineering background whatsoever. Not even the slightest. Not even the slightest, brother. I'm just a day trader, content creator. I have a degree in exercise science, but that's it. What is your model? I trade the power of 3. If you want to actually learn my model, it's all on my YouTube for free. I'm not going to sit here and explain it when the video explains it like so much better than I can right now. Well, I appreciate everyone coming through. I will see you guys live tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be trading live every single day. Do I use order flow? Yes, but I use order flow in terms of premium and discount arrays, not if you're referring to any other way. Order flow is a big part of my trading. When will you live? 9:15 a.m. Eastern time. I go live every single day, 9:15 a.m. Eastern time. The giveaway, I think we're going to do it tomorrow's live stream, Ben. Tomorrow's live stream will announce the winners. I'll make an announcement now. Appreciate you, Lusarios. Yeah, I trade the power 3. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Risking 200 for 250K better. That's the thing. I think that's a good number. I think that's fine, but it depends on you. Maybe you only trade 1 trade per week with your model. Well, don't risk 200 then. You got to risk like 500, right? Maybe you take 5 trades a day. Well, if you're going to take 5 trades a day, 200 is way too much. So you have to ask yourself these questions. How much do I want to lose per day? How much do I trade per week? How many times do I want to enter the marketplace? Do I have a protocol where I decrease risk, or is it the same risk every single time, right? How much am I comfortable losing? How often does the market go in my favor and then offer another potential entry? You have to ask these questions before you determine, That's how you tweak your model so it's perfectly for you. You have a daily bias video? My most recent video will cover daily bias so freaking good. I'm not even gonna cap, bro. So good. You can skip to the part of the video where it talks about how I get biased. Which time frame do you mainly watch for power 3? Well, I always watch chart on the 1 minute. That's where I'm doing all my readings. But I'm looking at daily power 3 and 9:30 power 3. Those are the main ones. The daily power 3 is the main one. I'm just trying to figure out which my model is the daily power of 3. I'm trying to figure out where I am in that daily candle and find a high probability trade, right? And I trade the 9:30 power of 3. Does open, high, low, close not interest you? Nope, it does. I mean, that's pretty much hand in hand with the power of 3, right? So It's pretty much the same thing. That's exactly what I trade, you know? Just trying to trade that range expansion. Appreciate you, Ramani. The last month and these past 3 weeks, I was taking losses, majority of my trades. I'm tired. You better get used to it, bro. Because if you think you're not going to go on a month or a couple of weeks or maybe multiple months losses, then it's not for you. You better get comfortable with it, bro. 'Cause the best traders in the world have losing months. Sometimes losing quarters. What you trading? I'm not trading right now, brother. I'll be trading tomorrow. The stock market's closed, so I'm not trading futures. Usually I trade futures. But I will be trading live tomorrow. I trade live every single day, 9:15 a.m. Eastern Time, TikTok and YouTube. If you want to know exactly how I trade, I'm not saying you have to trade like me, but if for some reason you're curious on how I trade, my most recent YouTube video covers literally every single aspect of my trading. This one. So if you're curious, you can watch that. I will see you guys live tomorrow, exact same time. It was a nice live stream. We did some back tests. Overall, not a bad month. Only minus 1R on a month that was that bad is a really good month for me. That's a really good month. Especially when a couple of mistakes made that happen, right? So I appreciate you guys coming through. Does your model work in every market like crypto or Forex? It definitely works in Forex. I've never back tested crypto, but it's undeniable. You know, once you know my model, you'll realize that it's undeniable. You know, it's there. You can see it every single day, pretty much, you know. You just have to know when to trade it and when to not trade it. So yes, the answer is yes. I just never backtested crypto. Anyways, appreciate you guys coming through. I'll see you guys live tomorrow. If you're not in the free Discord, feel free to come through. We're doing a giveaway. Giveaway winners announced tomorrow on live stream. Take care, brothers.